Welcome back to the train. So before we went to the break, we are discussing about how we can create the template and what is the implementation of the template and all. So we'll see a small example of that today, and we'll be discussing about how we could use our template and how to implement the template client files which can be fit into this particular template also. So let me start with the template, okay, and we'll create how the template it will be and everything, and then we'll add one by one template client files also. So we'll take a small example and we'll discuss about that. So I'm creating a web application. Maybe this is chapter 6 which we are creating. Server Glassface. I'm going to use Jsfhs. Alright, so now what I am going to implement, you see, so what I will do is this index.xhtml file, okay, which will be acting as a template, okay, which will act as a template, and for this index.html file, which can be the main template for the other files also. That is what we are going to do. So let me see that, okay, how we could create this particular template file. So what I will do is, I just want to create like this. I just want to show you that, okay, how we are going to develop. So this is my index.html page. This is my index.html page. We'll consider that. Now I'll have some header page over here. I'll have a sidebar. We'll have a footer also. Okay, we can have footer here. We can have a sidebar here. And there is a content. Okay, X content which we can have. Okay, this will be the editable area first of it. We'll see that, okay, this is my editable area. And this is my header page which will be there. This is my sidebar which will be there. This is my footer page which will be there. And okay, we can add the in the editable area other content, okay, which can come. So in the header page, we'll add a header page, a sidebar page, and we have a footer page also we can add, and then we can implement. Yes, when we are creating the project, that time only we have to register this your library files, okay, so that, okay, whatever the JSF pages we are creating, so that, okay, it can take the classes from there. Okay then. So let me start with that content. So let us see that, okay, this is the page, okay, the template file which I want to create, and in this editable area, other client file will add that. Maybe tomorrow I may create, say, home page or home.xhtml page will have a editable content. In that, okay, editable content it will be added. So the home will use this main template file, that is index.html. Maybe if I want to create about us files, so that is also which will do. Maybe I want to create a say site map file, that is also which will do. So these are all the pages which can use the index.xhtml as the main template file. Okay, we can talk about that. So let me add the few content into this, and we'll see that how we could create the base template, and from that base template we'll go for the others. I'll use a table. So TR, let me take some time, but we'll do this. Call span to another TR, and here we'll have a TD. Okay, and close the TD, and one more TR. Here also TD, call span equal to 2. So this is the I will say that okay, it is the main your base template which I want to create over here. And what I am going to do is width is equal to 100%. Okay. Now what I need to use, okay, I need to go for, there are certain files which I can add it over here, the include statement which I need to add it over here. So that we will see now. Okay, so here the code, here I am going to add your UI colon include we need to use, and maybe this is header dot xhtml page, which is welcome. So then again here also there will be a sidebar which will be there. So here it will be UI colon include. It is your src sidebar dot xhtml. Like this. Okay, footer purpose you can write UI colon include src is equal to footer dot xhtml. Like that, okay, we can have the different type of your include files which we can contain, that is header.xhtml, sidebar.xhtml, and we have footer.xhtml, and here we'll have an editable area. This will contain an editable area where you are going to write the simple code, whatever the editable area which is required, that you can put it here. So to write that editable area, what we need to do is we need to write the UI colon insert. UI colon insert you need to be specified. So UI colon insert, you can see that, and here the name we need to give, whatever the name. You can write that content. Content file or content area, we can write like this. So that is what. So this is how we need to create the base template. This is the way how you need to create the base template. Like header, you have file, and there is a content area which you need to create, that is called as editable area, and this editable area will be taken by the next files, that is home or about us. All these particular files will use this content area, and there the content will come. So that whenever there is a content, whenever you want to create a content, that time this content will come. Is it clear now, or any questions? Whatever the tag you use, that doesn't matter. So tags, that doesn't matter. But you need to know that what is the use of the include, what is the use of the insert. Include will include a page, but insert will create a editable area, just like a blank space. You fill the blank space by some other page. In that some other page you will say that you please add to this particular blank space. So that is way how you are going to add actually. You get my point now? So this is a insert name. The UI colon insert is just like a blank space where the other content which will be added to here. Am I clear to you now? Now you need to add the code, whatever the code you want to add here. Okay, that to the header.xhtml you can add it that. Now let me add some of the few codes so that okay we can get to know. Header.xhtml file. One minute, Shilpa. Yes, Shilpa, you can. Can you please speak?
Yeah. So if you are adding a content area after the sidebar, right? So which part? In the sidebar we are going to add the content, sir?
No. Content will be added to the blank space area. This is what? Editable area which is there, no? Here.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
Here the content will come.
There we are going to add the
Okay. So this is my UI colon insert.
Okay.
This is my UI colon include. This is also UI colon include. Here we'll add the files. Get my point? Here you'll add the files, but UI colon insert is the area, the content. Maybe I have named as X. So what I will do is I will create a file called as home. I will say that in X you keep this content.
Okay.
Now what will happen? This will be added over here. In home you need not to write anything. Only you will say that it is X and this will be added to this particular content.
Okay.
So the content name is X. The content blank space name is X. So in X you will specify that. So like that we will create a home page, or you will create a about us page, or you will create a site map page. Everywhere you will say that okay, this is going to add in the content. So that will be added there.
Okay. Thank you.
Any questions? Fine. What tag we use to give what tag? We have given that name, right? Harsha. This name I have given, no? Here, yes. See. UI colon insert name is equal to content area.
Okay.
That can be X, Y, Z, whatever. Okay. Because to understand, I have given the content area, but any name I can give there. And that's the same name I have to refer in the next page also, wherever I am creating.
That blank space reference is context area.
Please be loud.
Area. Blank space reference is content area.
Correct.
Is
so wherever I will create
blank space.
Yes.
Okay.
Then wherever I will add the home page, there I will tell that content area. Okay, my blank space name is content area. So that okay, whatever the content I will add here, it will be added here itself. I will specify two things there. One is my template name, that is index.html, and my content area name. That is two things I need to specify in the content client file, template client file, obviously which will be added to this. So in that file I will not write anything. Only I will say this is my template file, this is my content. That's it. Okay. All designing everything, it will be there in the main template only. Alright?
Fine.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Sir, we are using the UI insert name content area. Suppose if we are not, if I don't want, and I'm directly writing the code and the attributes and the value inside the TD, it will automatically display. So what's the use of UI insert?
No, no.
Because we have already added header.xhtml, sidebar and footer. That means the side area is automatically blank. If the TD will write something, it will display in the blank area. So what's the use of UI insert?
Mean to say that you will write in the TD all the code, you mean to say?
Yes.
Okay.
So that means content area, we will create some file with the name of content area.
No. With the name it will not. It will be a file which will point to this particular content area. Which will point to this particular content. Yes, I cannot get you.
Suppose in the TD tag I am writing my name. Simple text. Arun.
See. I will tell you. It is not that we write a name or anything. No, if you see that in a web page, in a real-time web pages also, what is that? It will be there. There will be. This is way how it will be there, right? This is way how it will be there. And here, if you click on home or about sitemap, automatically the pages will change, right or not? This page will change. Home, when it will come, this is the different page. About, different page. Sitemap, different pages will come, right or not?
Yes.
Different content it will come to this X area.
Yes.
Correct. Now, how you will implement? You are saying?
I'm saying if I'll write it directly over here, my values. That means
where you will write? In index.html you will write?
Yeah.
What you will write? So for home you will write, or about us you will write, or sitemap you will write?
So we can link those files, na?
Correct. In that link, what you will write? Whole you will write again this header page, sidebar page, footer page also again you will write? How it will know that this same content it has to be added in that page, home page, or about us page, or in the sitemap page? So you will say that home page I am going to use index.html as my main template, and my content which has to be added in the content area. Again you will go to the about us page. Yes.
Okay. That means we are still on the same page, and only content will change. The page name won't be changed.
Only content will change. Okay, so like that it will happen.
Page name will be, okay.
So in that page we need not to design all this, this all background, everything we need not to write. Only content will write. Automatically this content will be pasted, just like a pasted thing. It will not, the fully things we need not to design. You get my point now?
Yeah, clear. Thank you.
Okay. Alright. So next we'll see that. This is what the way how you need to create a header.xhtml. In the header.xhtml you create something like say table. Just I'm designing, so it's not that. PD. Okay, so I can write like this. Okay, so some blue color, this is my header, and I may write some kind of your hyperlink. Generally we get like this, right? Like that, okay, I may create this particular pages can be developed like this. This is my okay header.xhtml. Similarly, I may create one more page which is sidebar. Sidebar XHTML page which I can create. Here what I will do, same like this. This is my sidebar.xhtml. So what I will do is, trtd td tr tr td. Okay, so this is way how you can be implemented on this. So this is we can talk about your table. In the table we can create home, about us, maybe register, okay, then login, like that. Okay, there are different pages which we can be created over here. So this is my sidebar. Similarly, if I want to create a footer, okay, we can create a footer also. Footer page I can develop. In the footer page, the same thing I can implement, the header page style. We can go for this. So this is the few things which we can talk about. Now let us see that, okay, how this will run. This is my main templated file which we can talk about. Okay, so this is Blue Sky exclusive. Okay, then we have home, about us, register, login, and we have sidebar which is there. Okay, so that is also we can implement. And whenever I should click on this home, okay, then it has to go to about us, or it has to go to the register, or login. If I'll click, it has to go to the login. So such kind of things which has to be displayed to you. Okay, so this is what we want in my, okay, this is my total templated file. See, if I want to design, we can design it in a better manner. Okay, but for a time being, okay, we'll keep it this aside, and maybe you can. Something like that. Okay, so we'll create like this, right? Okay, now what I'm going to do is, when I click on the about us, the page it has to display over here. So maybe about us, okay, then it has to display over here. So such kind of things, if I want to implement, then we will go for your, okay, template client file, which I need to create here. We need to create a template client file. How to create a template client file? Let us will see that. Okay, so for that template client file, how I need to do? So simply to remember that, okay, UI colon insert the name which we have created for the template client file. We need to specify this main template file as say index.xhtml, and my, okay, content area name I need to specify that. That is the only way how you can give. If you are applying the changes, just we have to refresh the page. No. You need not to recompile or anything from Arun. Okay, you have to just refresh, then automatically the changes will happen. So now what I want to go for, I'll create a home page now. Let me go for a home page, Jsfhs page, where I'll create a home page now. Click on this home page. Now in this home page, what I need to do is, okay, I need to act as a template client file. I'll not add anything. So what I'll do is, okay, simple code you can see. In my home page, I want to specify this. These are the tags which I need to add. Obviously, I need to add this facelet namespace here, because my name of the content area is content area. So I've just written that, okay, UI colon define, and then we have to specify that as a content area. And my, okay, decorator template, UI colon decorate is nothing but, okay, which particular template you are referring to, that you need to specify the name. So here my index.xhtml is the main template file, and my content area, the blank space, okay, it is nothing but your content area, where you can write the code. Whatever the code you want to write, okay, write it over here. Okay, that is a simple way. So here you can write, this is my home page. I need to write this. Like this. I can write like this also. Okay, so this is my home page. Like that we can be specify. So UI colon define name is equal to content area. We can be specify that. So this is my index.html where we are writing that. Okay, content area this is my content area. This is my actual file index.html. Okay, so this is my home.html. Now in my header.html, wherever I will click on, if it is home is there, it will go to the home.xhtml. Sidebar also we have home, footer, yes. Now let me run this particular code. Alright. Now you click on the home. Home.xhtml. UI colon decorate template index content area. Should not come actually. If we want, okay, this should be coming over there. Give me a moment. Yeah, I think maybe this is because we are working on your link. It is not working. No, composition, it is not that, okay, we have to use only. We can use that also. Either decorate or a composition, any one of that. Then, okay, we can implement, or else you can see that. Okay, when you click on the home, it is coming, right? Okay, this is my home page, which will be the part of this. Like this, it has to come actually. So, then, okay, you can write it within the command link or anything. And if you want to have command link, you can create. Okay, you can create also the command link. And one more, if I create, let's say login. Okay, I want to create a login just like this. Login page also I can develop. The page login.xhtml, and here we need not to write anything, just we have to use this index.html as the page, and here we need to write as a content area. Add that namespace, facelet namespace. Now you see, this is, we just need to add in my header.xhtml page login, value login. So let me put it into this way. Let me run. Please see to this. Could see that there is a login. Click on this login. VR must be terminated. Somewhere I have done. Could see that the login dialog box, it is coming. When you click on the login, it is coming the login dialog box here. When you click on the home page, it is home page, it is coming. You click on the login, it will come the login page. Like that, for everything you can change also. So the command link, if you will create, definitely this is going to come. So this is way you could create a sample templated file you can be creating, and you can create a total project kind of things also. So masterpiece kind of things you can develop, and you can implement this. Is it clear now? Now how we can create the templated file, or any questions you have, you can ask. This is a sample demo which we are creating, the templated file, which is in the 6th chapter. No, please write the command link. Command link you can write, so then it will execute. There is no problem. You can add the command link. Fine, so you can use the templated kind, and in the templated kind we can specify the composition tag, or you can use the decorate tag. Then you can define the UI colon define tag also we can use. Header file code, header. This is my header file code. You can define the UI colon define, and within the UI colon define you need to specify the name of the content area, the blank space area which you can be specified here. So please remember one point over here. In your template client file, that is the login.xhtml file, whatever the name you have specified in the content area, the same name, okay, you need to be specified in our main content area where index.xhtml page it is containing. The same name it has to be there. Other than that, okay, it will not come. Here if it is a content area, there also it should be content area. And decorate, you can specify that, okay, main file as whether UI colon decorate, UI colon composition, any one of that you can be specified here. But define, okay, tag should contain the blank space, that is your content area name which you should contain. Alright, okay, so these are the few things which you need to be taken care. That is all about your how we can create the template client file and how you can implement. So that he has given. Alright then. Any questions or anything in the template client? This is the 6th chapter what we have been finished. This is the 6th chapter which we have finished now. So now we can move to the 7th chapter, that is creating the composite component. Can we go ahead, or any questions are there you can ask? Any questions, if it is there, you can ask, else we can move to the 7th chapter. Very easy. 7th chapter is, 6th chapter is easy. One is style, second one is the template. Okay, you can implement style, you can implement the template also. Okay, so you can create the demos. Okay, I will send you this particular demo files. Okay, please do that. So let us, will be moving down to the next part, that is nothing but your chapter number 7, composing new UI component. Okay, this composite new UI component using the composite controls, okay, which we can use for creating the new UI component. If I want to create, then we can go for this. Okay then. Let us see that. Okay, now how we can use the composite new UI component, that we are going to discuss. Yes.
Yes, sir. Sir, we didn't receive yesterday's demo.
Mail में या you are talking about a group?
Group में, I'm talking about the group.
No, group में आज ही में किया सुबह. Today morning
I checked in the, okay, yesterday evening I checked that.
Morning, because yesterday I was not unable to do, okay, it was late, so today morning I have done. Okay, please check now.
Okay.
Yes, Lakshmi, you can also check. It is there. Now I have, morning I have uploaded. So now you can go through, we'll go through the compositing the new UI component, how we can go through the new UI component. We'll see that. The UI component, till now we have created the UI component like different UI component like input text or output label, or you talk about the select component. All these are the different UI components which are there, we have already created. But however, if I want to create my UI component, okay, my own UI component, if I want to create, how do I create that? Sometimes it may happen that, okay, I may create, maybe that is, you have seen that, okay, that is a combo box with a text field, and if I'll select the combo box value, and it has to come to the text field. So this whole I can think as a one component. Now I want that type of component maybe in multiple places. So if I want to do as a single component to that, in that case, okay, I'll use this composing new UI component. Is it clear? Okay, why we go for this composing new UI component? What is this in the chapter we are going to study? The objective of this particular chapter is to create the new UI component by using the existing component. Either you group it, okay, either you enhance some, okay, more property to that particular component, but okay, that should be a new UI component which you are creating. That is the basic purpose of this composing new UI component. How to do, okay, that we are going to discuss now. So what are the namespaces which you need to use? Okay, what are the different tags which you need to use, that we are going to discuss anyway. But this is way how we are going to be implement. Am I clear to you? What is actually the composing new UI component? The objective of this particular chapter. Let me go with that. You can see that. So composite component. Composite component can be considered as a special type of template which will act as a component. So as I told you, like a group of component, maybe okay, as a single component it will be work, and it can be reusable. It is user defined component that has a customized functionality also we can give. It can have validators, it can have converters, listeners, okay, attached to it. That is why I said, like, we have combo box and the text field, and whenever I will select any value, automatically it has to come in the text box. That is actually we have added a listener also. So now this particular component, okay, combinedly or togetherly I can take as a one component. That kind of your component if I want to do, then we go for the composite component. Jsfs will allow us to create a composite component with the help of a facelet. If I want to create the component, we can use a facelet, and if I want to use the composite component, if I want to create, this is the namespace which I need to use, that is java.sun.com/jsf/composite namespace. I need to use to create my own tags, okay, my own components. And here we need to use some of the composite tags which I need to use, that is composite : implementation, interface, attribute, value holder, action source are the some of the composite component tags which we are going to use to create my composite component also. And all this component, if I want to use compulsory, I need to use the namespace, that is composite namespace, and the prefix for the composite namespace, it is nothing but your composite only. So wherever I will use, okay, I need to go for composite : whatever, implementation or interface, attribute, value holder, or action source also. Now composite implementation, here it will include the standard UI component which is required to create a composite component that you will be specifying here. So this implementation tag will contain all the component which you are grouping to create as a single component. So that is what over here it has been given. You can see that composite : implementation. There is an enter your feedback text, and submit your feedback. That is the whole one, the whole template. It will be act as a one component which you want to reuse in across the multiple pages also. That is the basic objective of this composite component. Maybe you can talk about what is that? See, in your web pages you will have Facebook, login, Twitter, and LinkedIn. Like that, okay, there are 3 buttons are there. So every time when you click on that particular button, it has to go back to the Facebook page of its own, the web pages, website Facebook page or a LinkedIn page, or to a Twitter page it has to go. For that there is a button, it is there. Okay, so combinedly that 3, I want to keep as one component, and wherever I want to use, I can use it. So such kind of things, if I want to be implemented, then okay, the composite implementation tags which you can be used for that. Am I clear to you now where exactly we can use this composite tag? I want response. You are not responding. Let's say click on plus or type in. Yeah, .NET or what? You're
.NET.
from .NET or what?
Yeah, that is
Yes,
what I'm
Bhavani.
handling both. Yeah, I'm handling both.
No, you are not audible.
I'm handling both. Hello?
No,
Hello? Hello?
no.
Hello?
Yes, little boys have got.
Hello? Yes, sir, I'm handling both.
Okay, both we are taking. Yes, yes. You can consider the similar way how we are creating the user control in case of that. Similarly, you can
Oh,
think about the same in the case of
okay.
your JSF. We can create the custom control also. Okay, so this is a
Okay.
better that okay
Okay.
advantage when you know .NET.
Yes.
Okay, fine, fine. So yes, yes. How to use it also we'll see. Okay, Arun, we are going to see a demo where we can add that composite control okay into our template files. Okay, that we are going to discuss also. Okay, so composite tag, the implementation tag which you can do. So this is the simple tag which you are using. For in this tag, all the components which are the part okay of this particular component that will be there. Then in the next one, it is nothing but your composite interface. So interface which will contain or it will be defining an interface that will expose the characteristics of your composite component. So whatever it will include the code that will be defines the attributes and behaviors of the composite component which are there. That it will be contained by the composite interface also. Okay, so the behaviors or attributes of that it will be contained. Like that, okay, composite attribute. You can see that, okay, composite attribute also. Composite attribute tag which is used within the composite interface tag because interface will contain the attribute and behaviors I said, right? See, remember here, one is that, okay, composite implementation which will contain all the tags. Composite interface will contain the behaviors and attributes. And within that, okay, we have attributes as well as behaviors also which will be containing in this. Attributes are there, then we have action source and value holders are there. So within the interface only we'll be writing the attributes, and in attribute tag we can have like name, we can have a type, we'll have the default, okay, the required sort description, all that attribute which we need to be specified here. So generally, for a tag also, like input tag, if you are taking that is say h colon input text, then value is the attribute it is there, or maybe you have for a command button action is a your attribute which is there. Like that, okay. If you have created your own component, you will be specifying your own attribute, right? So that attribute, okay, what you want to specify, you need to specify the name. So you have to specify the name of the attribute. You have to give the data type of that particular attribute. Okay, the default value which you can be specified. Whether this attribute is declared should be applied the value, or if you leave then it's or is it optional. Sort description you can be specified for that attribute. That all the information you can be provided to this attribute also. So this is one of the your tag which you can be specified here. Now over here you can see that okay, there is an example he has given also, composite colon interface, then attribute called as feedback text, and one is that okay, attribute that is nothing but your button value, that is default submit. So this is the attribute okay which you can specify for your feedback component. In that feedback component we have feedback text, we have feedback, there is an input text field, then we have something called as a button, submit button. So for this component you will have two attributes, feedback text and a button value. These are the two attributes which are been specified here. Is it clear now? Till now is it clear? Yeah, tell me now.
I'm not getting the code, the composite interface and the composite attribute back text. What we are fetching the value, or we are creating the composite attributes. What
Okay.
is that code?
Yeah. Yeah, tell me now.
Yeah, what we are doing in that code, I'm not able to understand.
No, this is the code which you'll be using, okay, when you are creating the composite interface. The composite interface when you are using, you'll have your own attributes, right? Like input text which you are creating. Input text के लिए JSF has been provided you some of the attributes, right or not? What are the attributes it has been given to you? Like value.
Yes.
Okay, where you are binding that bean value. Yes or no? Okay.
Yeah.
So for command button, like a command button you have provided an action attribute. We have provided something called as value. This is the attributes which are provided. Now when you are creating your own attribute also, you need to specify, okay, when you are creating your component, you need to specify also what attribute it has to be there for my component. So that, okay, whoever will use that, okay, component, my own component, he should give that attribute value. You get my point now? Now if you are giving the feedback text.
So just a second, sir, please. There's students are there.
Okay. Okay, I'll off air. Make you off air, then again you can call me.
जाना है? Hello. Hello.
Fine.
Yes,
We
sorry,
cannot
sir.
leave that name. Compulsory student.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes,
Tell
sir.
me.
Yes, sir. With the help of what we are creating, which UI component we are creating?
This is overall component. You cannot say that, okay, single UI component, because we are clubbing some component into a single component. We are clubbing some of the component into a single component.
Which component is clubbing now? The button or the text field? How we will recognize that?
That is we have to refer. Again, we need to refer that. This is only attribute creation only. Then we have to refer. Then what value it has to be there? That we need to tell. So this is what slowly it is coming. Okay, one by one.
Thank you.
Okay. So this is way how you can create a prefix for your composite component. You have specified also how the attributes it has to be there and all. And the attribute when you have given, so to use these particular attributes, you need to associate that attributes with the individual UI component of the composite component by using the following syntax also. Let us see that. So whatever the attribute we have used, to use that particular attribute by the UI component, whatever the UI component, your text field or your button, whichever the UI component, those who are to use that attributes, they need to use this particular one. Composite control, okay, that is composite control, attributes, ATTRS, then the attribute name. Whatever the attribute name you have given for your own component, that attribute name it has to be given here. So this is what we need to know. So it does not mention how this attribute will be used. So we have just declared the attributes. But to use that attributes, we need to use this syntax. Just like what you have just discussed. We have created the attribute. But how should I know that, okay, which particular attribute I am using? So this is the syntax which we need to follow for, okay, using that attribute also. Now you see here. Okay, so this is the total syntax which has given over here. Composite implementation, output label is enter your feedback, input text area, and the value is CC ATTRS feedback text, button value is CC ATTRS button value. Now what will happen? Now whenever I'll use this my composite component, I'll have some attributes because already I've given that particular attributes, and in that attributes, what are the attributes I have specified? Feedback text and button value. So user will give the feedback text value, so that will be added to the text area, and button value it will be added, so then automatically to the button also it will be added. If you want to that, okay, default value you want to specify, you can specify the default value also to that attributes also. That we can do. Is it clear now? Any questions? Three attributes you want. Three attributes. You can add attributes, whatever the attributes, if you want to add, you can add, but that attribute we need to specify. How you will specify that attribute? Three attributes for what? Yeah, tell me.
Label, text area, and the command button. These are the three attributes we have, UI components. Okay, suppose all three I want to use again, then how I'll use that?
I want to use again in the sense?
That means that is the three things. There's a feedback. Okay, output label, label, enter your feedback, then input text area, then the command button. These are the three UI components which is we are compiling in that single.
So you want to create, no, you think like a button. If a button is there, how you are using? If button, you think a single button, you are giving a value as an caption. This is an attribute is there. Right?
I just want, no sir, it's a different thing. I'm just asking you, suppose all the things again I have to use.
Again a different component. No, that is a different component. You cannot say that, okay, this is not a, it is a single component. Once you have given, it is one component.
It's a right component. So I guess suppose it's single component I want to use again. So can we use that?
Yes, reusable.
Now,
no? This is reusable component. It's just like I'll tell you one simple point. Jsfhs has given us button. How we are using? We are able to reuse, right or not? Jsfhs has provided us as a command button. It has a component it has provided, and it has told that, okay, these are the attributes are there, you use it. Now I will create a composite control and I will give it to you. I am a better programmer. I will create a composite control. I will say, Arun, please use this particular composite control. You need not to create that. I will say that, okay, I have only three attributes are there in this, and you have to use that.
That means how I'll use the composite UI component.
That is.
That's my point.
Okay, so we have not created the whole component. We'll give a name tag. Okay, then with that particular name, we'll be using that component again and again. This is only we are creating one component now. Just we are creating a component. Then we'll reuse it. We can reuse it now. Then otherwise there is no meaning of component. Alright?
Exactly. Yeah.
So then we have something called as we have value holder, okay, which will the values of the individual UI component of the composite component can also be stored. That is also we have to specify. So then we have, okay, so this is composite attribute you can give. You can specify the component and what is the attribute to which particular component it has been given. That also you can specify. Okay. Right. Now then we have action source. Okay, if you want to give or expose a command button in a composite component, and you want, okay, any kind of your action event, if you want to be specified, then you can give that also. Okay, so that is called your composite action source tag, which you can be specified for that name and target, because you may have, okay, a component which is having like a command button type and all. So if I'll click that particular command button, what it has to happen? So that you can give as a name and target are the two different things which we can be specified here. Like name will give, specify the ID of the command button, okay, to be exposed. Specify the space or a comma separated list for the IDs to be exposed as a component which can fire an action event also. So this is what you can be specified the two attributes for that. So you can give the action source, okay, that is the submit event or anything, that is the name also you can be specify, and whatever the target, which particular button or anything if you want to specify, you can specify that. So like that, okay, we can create a total composite component we can specify, and once we can create the composite component, then we can reuse this particular composite component also. That is a simple example which we are talking about. Let us be moving. All right. Now, okay, how to use this particular composite component we can see. So to use that particular composite component, we have to declare a namespace. See this, okay, so to the composite component, once we have created, they are used the similar way as a standard UI component in Jsfs application. You could see that how you have, okay, using the button, or how we are using your other components like say button, or maybe you talk about a text field or anything. Similarly, we can also use, okay, this component, composite component also can be used a similar way. So to refer to this particular composite component, you need to declare a namespace. We need to declare a namespace, then specify a prefix for that particular namespace to use this particular composite control. So that is what we need to do. So while creating a composite component, this is very, very important. So, okay, declaring, you need to place the file, create the composite component at the following location. Web application, in the resources folder we need to specify, and specify the name of the folder that contains the specific composite component, and this is used to declare the namespace to refer the composite component also, and specify the folder that need to be created in the web page folder application also. Then, okay, you can write, okay, the prefix name you can be specify like this: xmlns : http java.sun.com jsfs/composite/ the folder name whatever you have given. See this last name, that is ccom, that is nothing but the folder name which you need to be specify, okay, where that particular composite control it is there. Then, okay, whatever the name of the composite control you have specified, that name you can give it over here. The file name of the composite control which you have created there, okay, that you need to be specified, because it is a simple JSF file, okay, which you can create. That name you can give it here now. Okay, so that's the few things what you need to be taken care. So this is where we can create a composite component and we can implement it also. Now we'll see that how we could create. So to create a composite component, we need to perform, these are the following steps which we need to be followed. Create a folder named resources in the web page folder. Please see to this, okay, that is very, very important. We need to create a folder named resources in the web pages folder. Then you have to create a folder in the resources folder by meaningful, like any name you can give, CCMP or CCOMP or maybe any name. But okay, whatever the name of the folder you have been given, the same name you have to be specify when you are writing, okay, in the namespace also. Because you need to specify the namespace. In that namespace, you need to give the same name. http java.sun.com jsfs/composite/ that folder name which you need to be given over here. Then in that, okay, you need to write that, okay, the composite : interface, composite : implementation, all that particular code, whatever you want to write, okay, that you can write it over there. Okay, in that the JSF file which you have created in that particular folder. So that JSF file should contain the code, okay, of this. Like this, okay, we can write all the code. Composite interface, composite implementation code, all that things which you can be written there. Alright. then you can use this. Okay, then once you have created this particular JSF file, then okay, you can come back, okay, in your main file, that is in index.html or anywhere you want to add that composite component. You can go to that composite, then okay, you can write that, type that particular folder name colon that particular file name, then that component it will come to you. Okay, so this is way how you could create. So these are all the few things what you can be specified. Okay, in your implementation you can give the event, you can specify the validations in that particular JSF page, that all the things within the component file you can do. So a component is a JSF file, and in the JSF file how a component you are writing, you can write, and you can think that total JSF file as a single component, and you can give the, if the reason attributes are there, that all attributes it will come for us to give. If any events are there, you can give that particular events also, that you can specify. So this is all the way how you could create a composite component, and you can implement that composite component in our program also. Have you got the idea how to create a composite component? Do not worry about that. Okay, how you, anyway we'll do that. But okay, my question is that, okay, have you got the idea about what is a composite component is all about, and how do I create that particular composite component? Any questions in that? Anyone, those who have, okay, not having any clarity that, okay, what is that composite component, how I should create? If you have any question, please ask. Definitely, I'll show Maksud. I'll show that. Okay, my question is that, okay, we should be clear on what we'll do, so that, okay, when I'm doing, there will be no problem. Okay, okay. Anyone? Silpa, we have Bhavani, Lakshmi. Is it clear for all of you? Pallavi. Any question? Yeah. I want that. Thank you. Pallavi, can you set your web camera from Chandigarh? Yeah, Pallavi. Where you find, okay, there is a kind of doubt is there. Can you tell me?
The how to create the components is okay, but how we are attaching the attributes to those specific components, that is not clear. When we are writing cc dot.
Okay. See, first thing is that, okay, if you want to create a composite component, first of all you need to create a resource folder. In that resource folder, let us example that I want to create a feedback. Just example, in our book type only, we want to create a feedback component. So we'll write a feedback.jsf file only. We'll create a JSF file only, feedback.jsf file. Now that in that feedback.jsf file, you can see that, okay, in my slide, whatever the code it is there, which we have discussed, composite interface, composite implementation, this same total code will copy paste there.
Right.
Now that is a component. This JSF, whole JSF page is a component now. You get my point now? Now, we'll come back, okay, to our index.xhtml page, or where anywhere we want to reuse that particular component. We'll write that, okay, namespace, that is http://java.sun.com/JSF/composite/my folder name, that is in the resource folder name, whatever the name I have given. Let us consider that, okay, I have given that, okay, consider that, okay, component is the folder name I have given. So I'll write composite/component. And my JSF file name is what? It is nothing but your feedback. So I'll say composite:feedback. Then that particular component, whatever we have created within the implementation, as it is, it will come in my JSF page. It's just like include type. You get my point? Just like include, how we are doing the another JSF page, it is coming. similarly a component also will come. But the best part of that is that,
page.
yes, and we can give also the attribute value. So whatever the attribute value will give, whatever you have specified the attribute,
Okay.
in that attribute you can specify the values also. You get my point?
So the
A
attributes
little
we
bit
have
clarity
already
has come
provided.
to you.
We have already provided. Yeah,
Yes.
yes, sir. And the attributes we have already provided, and the default values, all those will be applicable over here.
Correct. It can be applicable here.
Okay, okay, sir.
Right?
Thank you.
When we'll do the demo, it will be very clear. But okay, I want everyone should have an idea at least. All right. Fine. Any other questions? So I have this demo composite component. You could see that. See, I have given the steps. Okay, you can follow these particular steps. Create a web application using the Jsfs framework. Create a folder called as resources in web folder in the web application. Right click the folder of the web page, new folder, give the name of the folder called as resources, then finish. As it is, you can do. New project, web application, chapter 7. Okay. Next, Java server pages, finish. Okay. Then what is asking? Okay, you have to go to the web pages and you have to create a folder. Right click, new folder, and what is the name you have to give? Resources. Please see to this. Okay, simply I have given also resources is the folder name which we can give. Then you say finish. So automatically in that resources there will be a folder. It has been created for you. Then what you need to do? Create a folder within the resources with the name called as CCOMP. Whatever the name you can give, it is not mandatory. Okay, folder. Anyway, okay, within the resources, I am saying, please see to this. Then I have given that, okay, that particular folder name within the resources. I have a folder name. You can see to this. Please see to this. Within the web page, first I have right click and I have created a folder that is nothing but your resources folder created. In resources folder, I have again right click, then again I have gone to the folder, then CCOMP. Okay, is the folder it has been created for you. Then create a composite component file that is nothing but the Jsf file within the CCOMP folder, and the name which I have given, that is nothing but your feedback.xhtml. Right click on that, new Jsf page. I have given that as a feedback demo. Feedback demo is the page, the Jsf page which I am creating here. Within that page it has been created now. No, don't give that without any resources folder name. Resources folder name, resource folder name should be same. You can change this folder name. CCOMP folder name you can change. Okay. Alright, this is a step we need to follow. Then let me copy that particular code which I have written over here. Simply, this is what I have created. Only one attribute I have put. That is attribute name called as feedback text. Default is comment. It will be there. So we have enter your feedback input text area. So that is a feedback text as an attribute. It will come. If you are not giving, there is an your error message which is going to come. And the command button I have created. ID name is nothing but your command button. So this is, I have just copy. Just see, nothing. So same I am copy pasting here. Because these are all the things which will be there in the different namespace. So hence I need to add that. What is this? XML and composite. That's it. Over. This is my simple JSF page which has been implemented. Okay, you could see that. Over. Finish. Okay, let me build this. Okay, so once you build, so that is ready. Now come to the index.html. Okay. In the index.html page, okay, you need not to do anything. Okay, what you have to do, just see. In my index.html page, I have to say this particular one. Everything will be the same. Just copy this. I'll add this. That's it. It's not to be a composite prefix. Yes, composite prefix you need to do, because that is your composite prefix we need to implement, because this is my composite namespace I'm using. No, it is not my own namespace. When I'm using my own namespace, I can give any name also. Then I can add that name. Then this is all. Feedback text, hello, product was good. That's it. Now run it. Now I was just want to put some content into this. S3. This is my new composite component. This is in my index.html, which I have specified that. Prefix name which we can change, doesn't matter. But not to the main composite interface when you are writing, you cannot do. You can see that this is my new composite component. Enter your feedback. Hello, product was good. That's it. And if you have not given any kind of your value and you are trying to submit or anything, you must enter the feedback. That is a message which is coming, because we have also given the validation kind of things. Okay. So this is all the few things what we can be talking about. Why it is not? No, for composite it is built in, right? Okay, like for UIF, how you are giving for the core namespace, or for the UI, that is for the facelet, or for the composite namespace, that is already predefined, right? Okay, so hence we cannot change that. So this is way you can create your own component and we can implement that. That's way. Okay, you can create a simple composite component. Your own component you can create and you can use it also. That's the things about your composite component you can implement. There will be the last topic which will be there in our JSF, that is nothing but we need to go for the last component, that is Jsfhs. Okay, so how do you implement Jsfhs, that we'll see in next. Okay, so tomorrow we'll be discussing the Jsfhs implementation. Okay. Obviously, we can do that feedback text with a managed bean or anything which if we want to do, that is also can be possible. We can do that. Yes, Bhavani. Right, okay, so this is all about how we can add the composite component and implement in our program that we have, okay, that we can use. All right. Fine. So next we are going to see, tomorrow we are going to discuss about the next one, that is nothing but your exploring the Jsfhs. How to implement the Jsfhs based control in your, say, in our JSF, that we are going to discuss also. Yeah, that is tomorrow, it will be 9 to 3:30 I believe. Okay, so yes. Nidra school, sir. 9. Tomorrow, 9 o'clock. 9. This TTT. It's 9 o'clock. Okay, so 9. It's 9 o'clock. 9 to 3:30 it will be there. Okay, so you can do the MR tomorrow at 3:30 to 5:30. That is what. Okay, and tomorrow we will start with Hibernate also. We'll finish it off with the Ajax and we'll start with the Hibernate also. And this demos and all I will be sending to your group. Okay, so please take the demos and try to work on that. Okay, thank you then. We'll meet tomorrow at 9 o'clock at the same time. 9 o'clock. No. See that, okay, in mail it is 9 to 3:30 only it has been given by Narendra. Yes, I will share it. Thank you then. Have a nice day. Goodbye from my end.